The splendours and miseries of an Old Bailey hack.
Some cases of Horace Rumpole, barrister at law, as told to and written down by John Mortimer, with Maurice Denham as Rumpole and Margot Boyd as Hilda. Rumpole and the Rotten Apple.
Nothing shocks your Old Bailey judge more than a bent copper. There the judge is, his simple world proceeding nicely, with the villains committing enough crimes to keep his honour in business, and the public-spirited old Bill catching them and lobbing them neatly into the dock. And then, horror of horrors, a copper gets on to the wrong side. Coppers and villains spend so much time in each other's company that they often begin to look alike, as dog owners grow to look like their pets. And as King Lear put it in a neat phrase, handy-dandy, which is the justice, which is the thief. That was the point at issue in the case of dear old Inspector Dobbs of the detective force. I remember leaving Castle Rumpole, flat 13, Croxbury Mansions, Gloucester Road, for a conference with the inspector one soggy February morning, when I was submitted to a brief interrogation from she who must be obeyed.
Will you be back late this evening? Will you be home early tonight, dear?
I bloody well hope not.
What did he say? Oh, really?
Mr. Rumpole.
My clerk Henry, the devoted servant who is also our master in our chambers at the temple. If Henry says go, we go, even to the Uxbridge Magistrates' Court.
Inspector Dobbs is in your room, sir, along with Mr. Morse from the instructing solicitors.
All right.
Have they caught up with you at last, Rumpole?
Are you under arrest? Guthrie Featherstone, Queen's Counsel and middle-of-the-road Conservative Labour MP. Do I detect in his tone of voice a certain wishful thinking? No, not yet, Guthrie, my old darling. The inspector comes to me as a client. Like most of the rest of mankind, he's got himself into some sort of trouble with the law.
Your letters, Mr. Rumpole.
Oh, thank you. Diane, holder, I feel sure, of the world's slow typing record and permanent assistant to Henry. Oh, little brown envelopes. Communications from Her Majesty's Commissioners of Revenue.
All the same, there's no need to throw them in the wastepaper basket, Rumpole.
Oh, there certainly is, Erskine Brown. Reading communications from the Revenue only produces palpitations to the heart and quite unnecessary anxiety.
You don't deal with the Revenue properly, Rumpole. I've just won a long battle with them on the subject of pinstripe trousers, which I say are absolutely necessary for our work at the bar.
Erskine Brown is our expert on revenue law, good on figures and absolutely hopeless on bloodstains.
I'm now deducting 2 pairs of pinstripe trousers a year.
Oh.
It's a perfectly legitimate claim, Rumpole. Has been recognised as such by the Inland Revenue.
Would you like a nice cup of coffee in your room, Mr. Rumpole?
Diane supplies a warmish brew which tastes faintly of meat extract. No, thank you, Diane.
You might as well take advantage, Mr. Rumpole. You're paying regularly into the coffee money.
No time for luxurious living, Diane. Inspector Dobbs is waiting for me. Inspector Dobbs.
Mr. Rumpole.
I never expected to see you in a defending barrister's chambers, Inspector. Good of Mr. Morse to bring you along.
Inspector Dobbs has long been aware, Mr. Rumpole, of your talent for getting persons acquitted.
I found it frustrating. Especially when you and I both know they're damn well guilty.
Really, Inspector? Look, is it my talent for getting the guilty off that you'd like me to exercise in your case?
I didn't say that, Mr. Rumpole.
We met last year, didn't we, at Charlie Pointer's latest warehouse-breaking charge?
Yes, you had a ridiculous win there, Mr. Rumpole.
Because you went to the witness box and swore that he'd said it's a fair cop, Mr. Dobbs, when you first got him into the nick. Now, Charlie may break into warehouses, but he never admits it to the police. He was so incensed at the insult to his intelligence that he was determined to fight it.
And you won.
Now, if you hadn't put that little bit of guilt on the gingerbread, it might have been a verdict of guilty.
Well, I can see we're never going to agree, Mr. Rumpole. I told Mr. Morse it was going to be hopeless. I'll not waste any more of your time.
Agree? Of course we're going to agree.
We'll never be on the same side in court.
Well, we're on the same side now.
Why? What's changed?
What's changed, Inspector Dobbs, is that you're in trouble. You caught a nasty disease. Now, just look on me as the doctor who's out to cure you.
What disease is that?
A little indictment for bribery and corruption. Oh, don't worry, though. The most that can happen to you is a spell in an open prison. That's where they send the bent coppers. Let's cheer up, Dobbs, my old darling. You can exercise your natural talent for hedge clipping and spreading manure.
Come along, Mr. Morse. I'm not going to sit here and have Mr. Rumpole crow over me on behalf of the criminal fraternity.
I think you should stay.
Yes, come on, Inspector, come on. Good. Now, tell me the story.
Well, I was surprised as anyone when Charlie Pointer asked to come and see me. He telephoned me at the station, suggested we had a Chinese together, and that
Chinese what exactly?
Meal, of course.
What did you think about that?
Well, I thought he was trying to dog it a Chinese dinner, so anyway, that didn't...
Did you say dog it, Inspector?
Yes, of course he did, Morse. Doggett's coat and badge means cadge, thieves' rhyming slang. Language used by Charlie Pointer and Detective Inspector Dobbs. Now, in any event, you agreed to meet Charlie.
Yes, at the Swinging Bamboo, the one in the High Street.
Why did you meet him?
Well, I was curious, I suppose. Well, it was my night off. I was lonely, not being a married man.
So the idea of picking over a chop suey with Charlie Pointer appealed to you. You went on your own?
I did, yes, and soon it became a regular occasion.
You weren't suspicious?
No, I thought Charles, the old-fashioned type, sticks to simple warehouse breaking, no violence, an honest sort of tea leaf in his way.
Just as you're an honest sort of copper in your way. Even though you invented a couple of verbals at Charlie's trial.
Mr. Rumpole, do we have to go into that again?
I'm sorry, you're quite right. Let's dig up old verbals. Go on.
Well, as I say, you could have knocked me down with a feather when Charlie offered to be a grass.
You thought he'd be a good sort?
Yes, Charles is in touch with 3 or 4 big firms of shop and warehouse breakers.
So what did you do?
I consulted my superior officer.
Superintendent Glazier.
That's right. He told me to carry on at my discretion.
Charlie give you anything useful?
Oh, little bits and pieces. Nothing enormous, but when we checked it over, we found it was reliable.
And you were prepared to pay him for it?
Yes, we owed him 500 nicker at the time.
At the time of the alleged bribery? So that's what you were talking about?
Of course, Mr. Rumpole.
Yeah, that's the defense. You didn't want Charlie to pay you 500. You were going to pay him.
Of course I was, Mr. Rumpole. I'll swear on the book on that. He's a liar who says different.
I was sitting brooding on the departure of the inspector in trouble when I received a visit from my learned friend Claude Erskine Brown. He had the grave face and suppressed excitement of a man who's just unearthed a serious scandal.
Rumpole, have you any idea what you pay for coffee money?
Coffee money, Claude?
Henry is charging us £2 a week each for coffee money.
Oh, you astonish me.
Now, I have made careful inquiries at my local supermarket, and a large tin of instant coffee...
That is not instant coffee we drink, Erskine Brown. It's dishwater, lightly flavoured with meat extract.
Well, a large tin of whatever it is, Rumpole, costs no more than £4.50 at the most. Now, there are 20 members of Chambers. Henry is therefore getting £40 a week coffee money and making a profit of £35.50 on our coffee.
Oh, unbelievable. There's only one thing that disturbs me.
What's that, Rumpole?
Will they have room for a waxwork of our Clerk Henry between Dr. Crippen and Herr Hitler and the Chamber of Horrors?
Really, Rumpole. It's no use talking to you. I should have gone straight to the head of Chambers.
No, just before you go, that's a very elegant new pair of pinstripe trousers you're wearing, Erskine Brown.
Huh? Nonsense, Rumpole. I haven't had a new pair of pinstripe trousers for years.
Haven't you really? Yes, it's what I rather thought. Superintendent Glazier.
Mr. Rumpole. Mr. Morse.
Good day to you, Inspector.
Good of you to call in. You wanted to hear the original tape recording.
So began the performance we'd come to attend. The Superintendent Glazier, with a small and contented smile, switched on the little machine. Act 1, Scene 1. The set, I take it, was the Swinging Bamboo Restaurant. The dramatis persona, Detective Inspector Dobbs, and news supergrass Charlie Pointer. The background noises, the crunch of prawn crackers, and the gentle simmering of sweet and sour pork on the table heaters. On this, the curtain rises. Or rather, the tape is turned on.
You want another payment, Inspector?
No one works for nothing, Charlie.
What's going to happen if I can't pay?
I've got the whole squad behind me, and I want to get my fingers on what you promised me. When are you coming through, Charlie?
How much do you want off me, Mr. Dobbs?
500 nicker, Charlie.
Can I have a few more days to collect the money? I'll sell my old banger.
Next Thursday, Charlie. I want it by then. Next Thursday's payday.
Same time and place then, Mr. Dobbs.
Still got a lot of faith in your client, have you, Mr. Rumpole?
It's interesting recording that. You can hear the clatter of plates and the crackle of crispy noodles throughout. Must all have been made in the Chinese restaurant.
Members of the jury, it's fashionable nowadays to knock the police. Left-wingers, do-gooders, counsellors of civil liberties.
Defending barristers, such as my learned friend old Rumpole of the Bailey. Go on, my dear old prosecuting counsel, why don't you say it?
Even some defending barristers.
Morton Colfax, QC, prosecuting in the case of the bent copper. He said it at last.
All these people who take every opportunity to suggest dishonesty in the police.
What a suggestion.
You may think, I'm sure you do think, members of the jury, that our police are quite the best in the world and the sure protectors of our liberty.
Oh, careful, old darling, don't overdo it. The man with the handlebar moustache, top left of the jury box, looks as though he's just been done for speeding.
But when one policeman goes wrong, when one copper, as we say, goes bent...
You say that, my dear old QC. You and your pals are on the Garrick Club on a Saturday night.
Then that one single bent copper, like Detective Inspector Dobbs, can bring the entire police force into ill-deserved disrepute. That one rotten apple, members of the jury, can infect the whole barrel. He must be weeded out. The members of the jury, I will now call Charles Pointer.
Charlie Pointer, giving evidence for the prosecution.
I'm here to tell the truth, Mr. Rumpole.
Are you? Are you really? Did you tell the truth when you pleaded not guilty to warehouse breaking in 1974?
Yeah.
And yet the jury didn't believe you and you got convicted?
Maybe it's because you was defending me then.
You asked for that, didn't you, Mr. Rumpole?
Mr. Justice Vosper, one of the worst kind of judges, he tries to make jokes. Inspector Dobbs gave evidence against you then.
So he did last year when I got off. You did better for me that time, Mr. Rumpole.
You don't like Inspector Dobbs, do you, Charlie?
Well, I've nothing against the man. Personal like?
Nothing against him personally?
No.
In fact, you became quite friendly with Inspector Dobbs, didn't you? You rang him and asked him to a Chinese dinner.
I asked him? I invited out the old Bill? You're joking.
No, Charlie. Inspector Dobbs' entire career is at stake in his 30 years of pension. I am not joking.
Look, Mr. Rumpole, he came to see me. He said they charged me with the job at Fresh Foods, which I never done.
Oh,
and he said they got my dabs on the frozen food store.
Did you believe him about the dabs?
About what, Mr. Rumpole?
The fingerprints, my lord.
No, I didn't really. But I didn't want to face no trial about it. He said he wouldn't do me if I paid him.
500 nicker.
Mr. Rumpole, there may be members of the jury who are not as familiar as you with criminal argot. Would you care to translate?
Certainly. £500, my lord.
500.
I couldn't pay him straight away, so I suggested we meet for a Chinese and talk it over like.
So you went wired for sound?
Yeah.
Who suggested that?
Do I have to say?
Mr. Rumpole has asked the question. He may not like the answer.
Superintendent Glacier.
You see, Mr. Rumpole, I did warn you. You might not like the answer.
On the contrary, my lord, I like it very much indeed. You reported this alleged conversation.
This alleged request for a bribe, Mr. Rumpole.
If your lordship pleases. You reported it to my client's superior officer.
Yeah.
So you are a grass, aren't you, Charlie Pointer?
Mr. Rumpole, are you going to conduct this entire case in what the jury may well find to be a foreign language?
My lord, you are a police informer, aren't you, Charlie?
On that occasion, I have to admit it. Yes.
And then you went to Inspector Dobbs and promised to tell him the name of the firm. I beg your pardon, my lord. The gang who did the fresh foods job.
I never.
Oh, yes, you did, Charlie. And Inspector Dobbs is going to pay you for your information the sum of 500, for the benefit of his lordship, pounds. So that's how that sum of money got to be mentioned in the Chinese restaurant.
He was offering to pay me.
Exactly.
Mr. Rumpole, may I remind you that suggestion is quite contradictory to the tape recording the jury have already heard.
It's inconsistent with this witness's questions, my lord. It's not in the least inconsistent with my client's answers.
I'm afraid, Mr. Rumpole, I no longer follow you.
Oh, then perhaps, my lord, we can have a little demonstration. I would just ask the officer to remind us of the words on the tape again may be played.
You want another payment, Inspector?
No one works for nothing, Charlie.
What's going to happen if I can't pay?
I've got the whole squad behind me, and I want to get my fingers on what you promised me. When are you coming through, Charlie?
How much do you want to offer me, Mr. Dobbs?
500 nicker, Charlie.
Can I have a few more days to collect the money? I'll sell my old banner.
Next Thursday, Charlie. I want it by then. Next Thursday's payday.
Same time and place then, Mr. Dobbs.
Charlie, we're going to play that tape again with your questions left out. Instead of them, I want you to read this list of questions. Usher, will you hand this to the witness? Charlie, will you do that for us?
I don't mind.
Oh, I'm sure you don't, with your new interest in assisting the court of justice. Shall we begin?
I'm going to get paid, aren't I, Inspector Dobbs?
No one works for nothing, Charlie.
What's going to happen if the old firm find out I'm a grass?
I've got the whole squad behind me, and I want to get my fingers on what you promised me. When are you coming through, Charlie?
How much are you paying for me for the info, Mr. Dobbs?
500 nicker, Charlie.
Can I have a few more days to get the gent on the fresh foods job? Then I'll come through with a list of names.
Next Thursday, Charlie. I want it by then. Next Thursday's payday.
Very clever, Mr. Rumpole.
Thank you, Charlie.
It's just not true, that's all. That's not how it happened. I'll take my oath.
Mr. Rumpole, if what you are suggesting is correct, then someone has been guilty of falsifying this tape.
That is so, my lord. A falsification to which this witness was clearly a party.
And the other party?
Now, that is something, my lord, which I hope we may be able to find out before this trial is over.
I'll call Mr. Glazier.
Mr. Glazier? Isn't my learned friend for the prosecution rather underdoing it? Why not give him his full title? Why not call out proudly, I call Superintendent Glazier, a most senior and serious officer of the serious crime squad? That's what I'd suggest. So why play Mr.?
Mr. Glazier.
Mr. again.
On the 4th of March, when this conversation at the Chinese restaurant took place, were you Inspector Dobbs' senior officer?
I was.
He was his senior officer.
And as such, would you supervise Dobbs' contact with police informants?
I would expect to do so, yes.
And would you have to authorize any proposed payment of £500 to a police informant?
If it was a sum of that size, yes.
Did Inspector Dobbs ever tell you he meant to use the man Pointer as a police informant? Did he, Mr. Glazier?
No, my lord, he never did.
Or ever ask your permission to pay Pointer £500?
No, my lord.
Or any sum of money whatsoever?
No.
Mr. Rumpole, our client says that he told us super all
about it. Sit down, Mr. Morso, darling, and let's listen to the damning evidence of Mr. Glazier.
Now, Mr. Glazier, at the end of April, did the man Pointer come to you with a complaint against Inspector Dobbs?
Yes, he did.
Yes, and what was the nature of that complaint?
Just a moment. Do you object to that question, Mr. Rumpole?
Oh, no, my lord. I'd like to hear the full extent of the case that can be fabricated against my client.
Mr. Rumpole, whether or not it is fabricated is entirely a matter for the jury.
Exactly, my lord, and for no one else in this court.
What was Pointer's complaint?
He said that Inspector Dobbs had demanded money from him and threatened to charge him with participating in the fresh foods robbery if he didn't pay up.
And so what course did you take?
Well, I provided Pointer with a pocket tape recorder and asked him to keep an appointment with Dobbs in a Chinese restaurant, my lord.
And as a result of that instruction, was this conversation recorded?
Part of this conversation was recorded.
Yes, thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Rumpole, have you any questions to ask this officer?
Just a few, my lord.
Then I've no doubt the jury will be better equipped to understand your case after a little rest. 10:30 tomorrow morning, then. Members of the jury.
More smell, darling. I'll have to tear you away from your tomato plants. Things for you to do.
May withdraw now and give your attendance at 10:30 o'clock in the forenoon.
How long's it going to be? Well, the next case, it shouldn't be long now.
Mr. Glazier.
Yes, Mr. Rumpole.
When did you first know that Charlie Pointer was a grass?
When he came to me and told me that your client had asked for a bribe, Mr. Rumpole.
Did that surprise you?
Surprised me that your client was a rotten apple? I was surprised, sir, and extremely upset.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And did it surprise you that Charlie should be prepared to act as a police informer? For the first time in an honourable career as a warehouse breaker?
Did you say honourable, Mr. Rumpole?
Oh, yes, my lord. Charlie Pointer was breaking his own code of honour when he decided to grass. That's why I suggest he didn't do so voluntarily.
I should be interested to know just what you are suggesting.
Certainly, my lord. Now, you thought Charlie was involved in the fresh foods job, didn't you?
Shall we say he was under suspicion?
Shall we say exactly that?
Yes, he was.
Did you tell him his fingerprints were on the storeroom door at Fresh Foods?
I think I may have done.
So you interviewed him, did you? Long before he told you that Inspector Dobbs was asking for a bribe.
I may have done?
Yes, you may have done. And you told him he might be involved in a serious charge.
Is that what Pointer has said?
Oh, don't you worry what Pointer has said. You just try to tell us the truth, Superintendent. Oh, I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing, Mr. Rumpole?
It's no longer superintendent, is it? You've been demoted.
I have been re-ranked, yes.
After a disciplinary hearing?
My lord, has that got anything to do with this case?
I suggest it has everything to do with this case. There was a complaint, wasn't there, that you had failed to investigate a case of an officer receiving bribes. Your superiors took the view that you're being culpably negligent.
There was a complaint.
And the prosecution have tried to conceal your demotion by referring to you in court as plain Mister and not disclosing your new rank.
My lord, I really must protest.
Oh, don't bother. The jury know the truth now. Just as they'll soon learn the whole truth about this case. Let me make it clear to you. My client, Inspector Dobbs, was a Swede, wasn't he?
You are saying your client's not English?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll interpret again for the benefit of your lordship. A Swede is an old-fashioned policeman, a turnip-head, one who is honest according to his lights and never takes bribes. Have you heard that description used by less scrupulous officers?
I have heard it, yes.
Yes, but the Swede was getting suspicious. Old Dobbsy was starting to smell a rat. Was it Inspector Dobbs who made the first complaint against you? Now, don't bother to lie, Mr. Glazier. I can call for the record.
Well, I'm not at all sure.
Will you answer?
I think it was, yes.
You think it was. So, Dobbsy had to be shut up. You put pressure on Charlie Pointer. You threatened to do him for the fresh foods job, which was one of those he hadn't done. You lied and told him you had a fingerprint, and got him to help you frame Inspector Dobbs. Oh, by the way, does the word frame require translation for your lordship?
No. Thank you, Mr. Rumpole. I understand it perfectly well.
Now, Pointer offered Inspector Dobbs information and took him to the Chinese restaurant where he led him into some answers you could slot into another tape you made later.
No.
No? It was careful of you to make that second tape in the same restaurant so you would get the same background noises.
It's not true. I never went to that restaurant with Charlie. It was Pointer.
You're lying. And you are rather a careless officer, aren't you, Mr. Glazier? You see, I should be calling him Mr. Wa-Li-Po, who remembers Charlie eating at his restaurant with a number of solid gentlemen in plain clothes on a number of occasions. Perhaps Mr. Wa would just step into court so that we can make quite sure he identifies you later.
Just had another triumph, have you, Horace, down at the Old Bailey?
Oh, a bit of a triumph, I suppose, Featherstone. You see, they were looking for a rotten apple. They found the right one in the end. Oh, well, ex-Superintendent Glazier will end up in an open prison, spreading muck and slipping out of the pub on Saturday.
It's the question of a rotten apple which I have to raise at this Chambers meeting. It's a question of morality in Chambers.
Claude Erskine-Brown has a problem about the coffee made in the clerk's room.
Yes, and I have a problem about trousers.
What on earth do you mean, Rumpole?
Have you got a light?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Trousers. Pinstripe trousers, barristers for the use of. Now, what would you say if if anyone, charged the commissioners of the Inland Revenue for the purchase of 2 brand new pairs of pinstripe trousers a year, and went on sporting the same faded old bags that had been run up for me on my call to the bar?
I'd say that would clearly amount to deception and making a false return.
Yeah. I suppose we all have to live with a certain amount of deception. I mean, gingering up the verbals or the coffee money. But it can go too far, though, like false tape recordings or profiting from non-existent trousers.
Horace, I'm not sure I catch your drift.
Well, never mind. Let's get on with the Chambers meeting. Claude, did you want to raise the question of coffee money?
No. I don't think so. On second thoughts, I think not.
Well, the worst part of it all was, Hilda, that Glazier recommended me as a barrister to poor old Dobsy. He must have thought that I'd got such a dislike for the police, having attacked them so often, that I wouldn't defend a copper properly. Doesn't he know my religious faith? A client is a client, no matter how disreputable and unattractive. Oh, you understand that, Hilda, don't you? Hilda, would you mind telling me, what's eating you?
Oh, very well. It was your answer to my question.
When?
A month ago.
What?
You were having a conference with a policeman.
Oh, Inspector Dobbs.
Yes, you were leaving to see him. And I asked you, will you be home early tonight, dear? And you said...
Well, what did I say?
You said, I bloody well hope not.
That's nonsense. I said that when you asked me if I'd be back late. No, I didn't hear any other question.
Rumpole, are you sure?
Sure, of course I'm sure. No, it's the questions that are important, you see. Never the answers.
That was Maurice Denham as Rumpole, Margot Boyd as Hilda, and Michael Spice as Guthrie Featherstone in The Rotten Apple. Mr. Justice Vosper was played by Robert Harris, Claude Erskine-Brown, Brian Carroll, Henry, Hayden Wood, Mr. Morse, Leonard Fenton, Morton Colfax QC, Jonathan Elsom, Diane, Rowena Roberts, Superintendent Glazier, Bernard Gallagher, Inspector Dobbs, Don Henderson, and Charlie Pointer, Arthur Lovegrove. Rumpole and the Rotten Apple was written by John Mortimer and directed by Peter King.
Splendours and miseries of an Old Bailey hack.
Some cases of Horace Rumpole, barrister at law, as told to and written down by John Mortimer, with Maurice Denham as Rumpole and Margot Boyd as Hilda. Rumpole and the Man of God.
Mornings at 7, or rather just about 10:30. The hillsides dew-pearled. I was walking through Temple Gardens to my chambers in a moderately good mood. The lark's on the wing, the snail's on the thorn. God's in his heaven, and with any luck at all, there's a little crime going on somewhere in the world. Robert Browning, the Rumpole version. What's on the menu today? A conference with the vicar. The trouble with vicars is they make the most terrible witnesses. I mean, we've all called them, haven't we? To tell the judge that the dear little lad who mugged the old lady in the off-licence is a pillar of the local youth club, and that he's coming on ever so nicely at ping-pong. In my experience, when you get that sort of evidence from gentlemen of the cloth, it adds about 2 years to the sentence.
Philly, have you seen my brief for the Bridlington case?
No, I haven't looked at it.
Sorry, I'm just going through the post.
Well, good morning, all.
Rumpole.
We've just seen a clergyman going into your room.
Oh, morning, brother, sir. That's my
Your conversion, Rumpole? Have you seen the light? Is number 2 Equity Court your road to Damascus?
Skin Brown, you've done a funny. Matter of fact, the reverend gentleman is my client. He's coming for a conference.
Oh, dear, vicar in trouble.
Old Tom Cartwright, known to us all as Uncle Tom, was our oldest and most briefless barrister. He came into chambers only to do the crossword puzzle and get away from his unmarried sister.
Vicar in trouble? I suppose it's the choir boys again. I always think the church runs a terrible risk having choir boys. It would be far safer with a load of middle-aged lady sopranos.
I would have thought that vicars were your line of country, Rumpole.
It was the voice of Miss Phillida Trant, our lady barrister and the Portia of our chambers. Of course, sir, my line of country. Anyone accused of nicking half a dozen shirts is my line of country.
Rumpole, you're bright and early in chambers this morning.
George Frobisher, my dear old learned friend.
You haven't forgotten about tonight, have you, Rumpole?
Tonight?
I'm bringing a friend to dinner with you and Hilda.
Well, you actually want to spend an evening with she who must be obeyed.
I have a little news, and I'd like you and Hilda to be the first to know.
Quite unusually, my old friend seemed to be speaking out of a perfumed-laden haze.
George, you haven't taken to Brilliantine by any chance. We'll be there for 7:30. Oh, I say, Rumpole, I saw a cleric going into your room. What's he done? Got himself into trouble with the choir boys?
No, George, it's not the choir boys. It's the sales. The reverend gentleman is charged with pinching 6 shirts from the menswear department at Frisbee's. He was nabbed with them in his shopping basket in the Hall of Food. The man of God came with a sister, Miss Evelyn Skinner, a brisk woman in sensible shoes, who'd foolishly let him out of her sight in the haberdashery, and my old friend Mr. Morse, the solicitor's clerk. My client, the Reverend Mordred Skinner, was a pale, timid individual, with watery eyes and pinkish nostrils, as if he'd caught a severe cold during his childhood and never quite got over it.
Surely there's a perfectly simple explanation, Mr. Rumpole. My brother's mind was on higher things.
He was aiming to raid the roof garden? Oh, forgive me. Suppose your brother tells me all about it.
I was, I suppose, a little confused, a little preoccupied. It was, as a matter of fact, a tremendous honour.
Oh, to be nicked in the Hall of Food?
My brother has been invited to preach in Interdenominational Week.
At the cathedral, yes.
By the Bishop of Deptford.
Well, we must make sure you don't let your public down. Now, let me see, 6 sport shirts with collars, presumably. Do you wear shirts like that?
Oh, yes.
You went out with the lads' brigade on rambles round the Riceslip Reservoir.
My brother takes them to Epping Forest.
Oh, my dear lady, I do apologize. I gather you'd suggested the trip to the sales.
His clothes are falling to pieces.
Yes. Were you with him at the shirt counter?
Not all the time. I'd gone to look for some socks for Mordred.
You didn't get any?
No, they were all too garish.
And while you were standing in the gents' haberdashery, Mr. Skinner, your mind was on what exactly?
The problem of evil.
Eh.
What puzzles the ordinary fellow is, if God is all-wise and perfectly good, why on earth did he put evil in the world?
May I suggest an answer?
Please.
Well, perhaps so that ordinary fellows like me will get a few briefs round the Old Bailey in London sessions.
No, I can't think that's what he had in mind.
It may seem a very trivial little case to you.
No, it's not trivial. A man's reputation is never trivial. I must beg you all to take it extremely seriously. Mr. Skinner, may I ask you to address your mind to one vital question? given the fact that there were 6 shirts in the shopping basket you were carrying, how the hell did they get there?
I can't tell you. I've prayed about it.
May I remind you that when you were asked for an explanation by the store detective, the best you could do was to call the whole thing a total mystery.
I'm afraid that's the best explanation we can give of most of the important things in life.
Well, Mr. Morse, our only chance is a trial by jury.
The Reverend would have liked a quick hearing in the magistrate's court.
A quick hearing in the magistrate's court is as bad as pleading guilty. Well, thank you, and good day to you all.
Good day. Thank you, Mr. Rumpole.
Oh, and Mr. Skinner, when you're next at prayer, pray for a defense. Who is it, Henry? Oh, my wife. She who must be obeyed. Yes, Hilda? Yeah, I know George is coming to dinner and bringing a friend. I have an uneasy suspicion it may be a lady. The poor fellow's taken to dousing his head in brilliantine. 2 pounds of cooking apples from the shop by the tube station. To hear is to obey. Yes?
Mr. Rumpole.
Yes?
Excuse me.
And a cabbage. Yes, goodbye, Hilda. Miss Skinner.
I just wanted to say, I don't think you quite understand my brother.
Oh, well, I've never felt totally at home with Vickers.
He's like a child in many ways.
The Peter Pan of the pulpit.
I'm 2 years older than Mordred. I've always had to look after him. He wouldn't have got anywhere without me, Mr. Rumpole. Simply nowhere. If I hadn't been there to deal with the parish council and say the right things to the bishop. Mordred never thinks about himself, or what he's doing half the time. That's just what you'll have to make clear to the jury.
You should have kept a better eye on him at the sale.
Of course I should. I should have been watching him like a hawk every minute. I blame myself entirely.
Evelyn?
Coming, dear. Coming at once.
Always keep tight hold of nurse for fear of finding something worse.
We wanted you to be the first to know.
Well, it's good of you to bring the bottle, George. In addition to the bubbly, George had brought a lady friend. Mrs. Ida Tempest had reddish hair piled on her head, what I believe is known as a Cupid's bow mouse in the trade, and the sort of complexion that makes you think that if you caught its owner a brisk slap, you'd choke in a cloud of white powder.
Oh, I do love bubbly. I love the way it goes all tickly up the nose, don't you, Hilda?
We hardly get it often enough to notice.
Well, then, if we're filled up, I suppose it falls to me, accustomed as I am to public speaking.
Usually on behalf of the criminal classes.
Yes, well, I think I know what's expected on these occasions.
You mean you're like the film star's 5th husband? You know what's expected of you, but you don't know how to make it new.
Yes, rather good, that. Well, then, here's to the happy couple.
Here's to us, Georgie.
My dearest.
Would you care for a little more Charlotte Russe, Mrs. Tempest?
Oh, Ida. Please call me Ida. Well, just a teeny-weeny scraping. I don't want to lose my sylph-like figure, do I, Georgie? Otherwise, you might not fancy me anymore.
There's no danger of that.
Of you not fancying me? Oh, I know.
Of losing your figure, my dear. She's slim as a bluebell. Isn't she slim as a bluebell, Rumpole?
Oh, I suppose that rather depends on the size of the bluebell.
Oh, Horace, you are terrible. Why have you been keeping this terrible man from me, George?
I hope we're all going to see a lot of each other.
When?
After we're married.
Oh, yes, George. I'm sure that will be very nice.
Can I top you up, Ida?
Oh, lovely glasses. So tasteful. Just look at that, George. Isn't that a lovely, tasteful glass?
They're rejects, actually, from the Army and Navy stores.
What whim of Providence was it that led you across the path of my old friend George Frobisher?
Mrs. Tempest, That is Ida. He came as a guest to the Royal Borough Hotel. You know that's where I've been putting up since I lost my poor sister.
You noticed me, didn't you, dear?
I must admit I did.
And I noticed him noticing me. You know how it is with men, don't you, Hilda?
Sometimes I wonder if Rumpole notices me at all.
Well, of course I notice you. I come home in the evenings and there you are. I notice you all the time.
As a matter of fact, we first spoke in the manageress's office. We had both gone to register a complaint on the question of the bath water.
There's not enough hot water to fill the valleys, I told her, let alone cover the hills. George agreed with me, didn't you, George?
Shall I say, we formed an alliance.
We hit it off at once, with so many interests in common.
Really?
Ballroom dancing.
What?
Mrs. Tempest, that is Ida, has cups for it.
George, you're a secret ballroom dancer?
We are going for lessons together at Miss Mackay's École de Danse in Rutland Gate. And we listen to the BBC Overseas Service. Old Victor Sylvester records requested from Nigeria. They only seem to care for ballroom dancing in the third world nowadays.
Is your life going to be devoted entirely to pleasure?
Does Horace tango at all, Hilda?
He's never been known to.
Yeah.
Mrs. Tempest, you'll want to powder your nose.
Oh, I don't think so. My nose is all right, isn't it, George?
Perfection.
Do you mean spend a penny?
No. No, I didn't mean that. It's customary at this stage, isn't it, to leave the gentleman?
Oh, you mean you want a hand with the washing up? Now, not too many naughty stories now, Horace. We don't want you leading my Georgie astray. Horace seems to be a very kind sort of person.
Not when I ask him to carry the shopping basket.
But he always defends.
No, that's not because he's kind. That's because he likes teasing judges.
Shall I?
Oh, yes, thank you. No, you don't get much a chance to tease judges, not if you prosecute. I always tell Rumpole, if only he prosecutes, they might make him a judge eventually.
Might they?
I really feel that he should be moving on. After all, I tell him he's done it by now, all the heavier crime.
I suppose so.
Oh, he'll soon tell you all about it. Loves telling everyone about his old cases.
Oh, dear. I've dropped one of your lovely glasses. Oh, what a tragedy.
Doesn't matter. I'll get the dustpan. It really doesn't matter at all.
Thank you.
Good health. Don't do it, George. Don't get married. It's like pleading guilty for an indefinite sentence without parole.
Surely you're exaggerating.
Not in the least. A cigar, George. Now, tomorrow, I've got to defend a thieving vicar in front of that brute Judge Bullingham down to the London Sessions. But I tell you honestly, George, even Bullingham at his bloodiest is a picnic compared with married life. Why Bullingham was ever made a judge is one of the great unsolved mysteries of the universe. I can only suppose that his unreasoning prejudice against all black persons, defense lawyers, and probation officers comes from some deep psychological cause. The Mad Bull showed his hand truly in the trial of the Reverend Mordred Skinner.
Good luck, Mr. Rumpole.
Need it.
Do you want to cross-examine the store detective on behalf of the defense, Mr. Rumpole? There seems to be no doubt he found the shirts in your reverend client's shopping basket.
Well, if your lordship has already decided this case...
Of course I haven't.
Oh, I'm delighted to hear it. Just a few questions, then. Mr. Pratt, when you were in the shirt department...
Yes, sir?
You didn't see my client remove the shirts from the counter and make off with them, did you?
No, sir.
If he had, no doubt he would have told us about it.
Ah, Your Honour is always quick to notice points in favour of the defence. Mr. Pratt, in the shirt department, you couldn't see who was carrying the shopping basket, could you?
No, sir.
It might have been Mr. Skinner or his sister.
He was certainly carrying it when I searched him in the Hall of Food.
Yeah, I dare say. Tell me this. It would have been quite impossible for Mr. Skinner to have paid at the shirt counter, wouldn't it?
No, sir, there were 2 assistants behind the counter.
Young ladies?
Yes, sir.
And when you saw them, what were they doing?
Well, I can't exactly recall.
Well, then, let me jog your memory. I mean, let me hazard a guess. Were they not huddled together in an act of total recall of last night at the disco or Palais d'Or? Were they not blind and deaf to the cries of shirt-buying clerics? Were they not utterly oblivious of the life around them? Well, Mr. Pratt, isn't that exactly what they were doing?
It may have been, Your Honour.
So is it surprising that my client took his purchases and went off in search of some more attentive assistance?
But I followed him downstairs to the Hall of Food.
Have you any reason to suppose he wouldn't have paid for his shirts there, given the slightest opportunity?
I saw no sign of his attempting to do so. And when I searched his bag and found the shirts, all he could say, Your Honour, was, "It's a mystery."
Then I suggest we pursue the mystery at 2:10, members of the jury.
Yep, steady, court.
Doesn't the judge like you, Mr. Rumpole?
Oh, fate spun the wheel and dealt us Judge Bullingham. I'm afraid God is not on our side.
Mr. Rumpole?
Eh?
I must speak to you.
Oh, what is it?
I can't give evidence.
Richie. Mr. Morse, I suggest you take Miss Skinner down to the canteen. Eh?
Certainly, Mr. Rumpole.
Unless you fancy the pub, Miss Skinner, meat pie and a pint of Guinness.
No. Thank you very much.
Ah, very well, then. Come along, Vicar. We clearly have matters to discuss. Well, what do you mean you can't give evidence? You'll have to.
I simply couldn't take the oath.
But what's the matter with you? Have you no religion?
You don't like me very much, Mr. Rumpole, do you?
Well, I felt you might tell me the truth. You of all people. Having your collar back to front must mean something.
Can I take the empties?
Oh, yes.
Truth is often dangerous. It must be approached cautiously, don't you think?
Let me approach it cautiously. Now, I've noticed with women, with my wife, for instance, when we go out on our dreaded Saturday morning shopping expeditions, that she who must be obeyed is in charge of the shopping basket. But when the shopping's bought, I get the job of carrying the damn thing home.
Simple faith is far more important than the constant scramble after unimportant facts.
Well, my simple faith tells me that your sister had the basket in the shirt department.
Does it?
When Pratt saw you in the Hall of Food, you were carrying the shopping basket, which she'd handed to you on the escalator.
Perhaps.
Because she'd taken the shirts and put them in the basket when you were thinking of your sermon on the problem of evil.
You don't like mysteries, do you?
Not very much.
I could tell you a story. You may not find it particularly helpful.
Well, try me.
She was a pretty child. It's difficult to believe it now. She was attracted to bright things, boiled sweets, red apples, jewellery, and Woolworths. As she grew older, it became worse. She would take things she couldn't possibly need. Spectacles, bead handbags, cigarette cases, although she never smoked. She was like a magpie. I thought she'd improved. I try to watch her as much as I can. Although you're right, on that day I was involved with my sermon. As a matter of fact, I have no need of such shirts. It may be old-fashioned, but I always wear my dog collar. Always.
Even on rambles with the Lads Brigade.
All the same, I believe she did it out of love.
And those are the facts.
And that's what I'm bound to say, if I take my oath on the Bible.
You were prepared to lie to me.
Mr. Rumpole, I have the greatest respect for your skill as an advocate. But I have never been in danger of mistaking you for Almighty God.
Look, tell the truth in court. She'll only get a fine. Nothing.
To her, it would be everything. She couldn't bear it.
But what about you? You'd give up your whole life.
It seems the least I can do for her.
Jesus Christ, I don't know how I keep my temper.
I do sympathize. He found his ideas irritated people dreadfully, particularly lawyers.
Members of the jury, this is the golden thread that runs throughout British justice. The prosecution must prove its case. The defence has to prove nothing.
Mr. Rumpole.
The Reverend Mordred Skinner need not trouble to move 4 yards from that dock to the witness box unless the prosecution has produced evidence that he intended to steal and not to pay in another department.
Mr. Rumpole!
Never let it be said that a man is forced to prove his innocence. Our fathers have defied kings for that principle, members of the jury. They forced King John to sign Magna Carta and sent King Charles to the scaffold for it. And it has been handed down even to the inner London Sessions Newington Causeway.
If you'd let me get a word in edgeways.
And now it is in your trust.
Mr. Rumpole!
Yes, my lord.
I entirely agree with every word you say. I shall direct the jury accordingly. Members of the jury, there is insufficient evidence in this case. The reverend gentleman may have intended to pay for his shirts before he left the store. I direct you to bring in a verdict of not guilty.
You've witnessed a miracle. The natural malice of the bull quelled by the rule of law.
I was quite reconciled to losing. I don't think my sister would have stood by me somehow. She couldn't have put up with the disgrace, you see. I think I should have been alone.
Oh, you'd have been out of a job. I definitely heard the rustle of a distant unfrocking.
I'd have been extremely restful. Not to have to pretend any sort of sanctity, not to pretend to be different or better. To be just the same as all your other clients.
Oh, don't long for a life of crime, old darling. You've obviously got no talent for it.
We can go now, dear. You're quite free to go.
I told your brother it was a miracle.
You're much too religious, Mr. Rumpole. As a matter of fact, I thought the judge was extremely fair. Better put your mac on, dear. It's raining outside.
Yes, Evelyn, yes, I'll put it on.
When I got back to chambers, I did something I'd been putting off far too long. I turned out the souvenir cupboard in the corner of my room. Memories of Rumpole's great cases. Photographs in the Penge Bungalow murders. Analysis of bloodstains in the old Brick Lane billiard hall killing. Dagger used by the snittering circus dwarf when he slew the strong man. There it is. Photograph of the burned-down Saracen's Head Hotel with a picture of the owner standing in the ashes. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow from old, unhappy, far-off things and arson long ago. Yes, no doubt about it. A photograph of Mrs. Ida Tempest. No, George must never know.
Rumpole. Everyone's waiting for you.
Oh, how are you, Portia?
What are you doing?
Oh, I was lost. Lost for a moment in old forgotten cases.
But everyone's waiting for you.
Old, unhappy, far-off things and battles long ago. You keep things, Miss Trant. Mementos, locks of hair, old letters, tied up in ribbons. Among my souvenirs.
Not really.
Good.
Well, I've got my first brief when I prosecuted you in Dock Street.
And I outwitted you. Now, destroy it. Forget the past, Miss Trant? Look to the future.
Oh, come on, then. We're all having a drink for George Frobisher up in Guthrie Featherstone's room.
Oh, our learned head of chambers. How he does love the opportunity of making a speech.
Now, has everybody got a glass?
Billy. Yes, Paul.
We've got something in it. Here we are.
Quiet, please, quiet.
Uncle Tom, have you got...
Ask him round.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Guy.
It's well known among lawyers that the finest advocates never make the best judges. The glory of the advocate is to be opinionated, partisan, hectoring, rude, cunning, and unfair.
Oh, thank you, Featherstone.
Not at all, Rumpole. The ideal judge, however, is detached, courteous, patient, painstaking, and above all, quiet.
Nonsense.
These qualities are to be found personified in the latest addition to our bench of circuit judges.
Circus judges, Rumpole calls them.
Yes, thank you, Uncle Tom. Please raise your glasses to His Honour, Judge George Frobisher.
Your health, George. Coupled with the name of Mrs. Ida Tempest,
No, Rumpole, no.
What do you mean, no?
Mrs. Tempest left the Royal Borough Hotel last week, Rumpole. I had no means of knowing where to find her. It was your fault, Rumpole.
My fault?
You recognised her, didn't you? What was the charge? Arson?
There's a small hotel on the Kent coast. Caught fire, and Mr. and Mrs. Tempest claimed the insurance. Her late husband had been buying vast quantities of paraffin. But I'd never have told you that, George. Discretion is Rumpole's middle name. I was silent as the two.
No, she told me. She thought you'd recognise her, and she decided to tell me first.
And I remember Mrs. Ida Tempest got 3 years.
Yes?
And her late husband got 7. But I don't believe Ida actually applied the match.
All the same, it was a risk I didn't feel able to take. It doesn't do for a judge's wife to have done 3 years, even with full remission.
Did you have to be a judge, George?
I thought of that, of course, but I had the appointment. You know, at my age, Rumpole, it's difficult to learn any sort of new trade.
Oh, come on, pick up, George. There may be other ladies turning up at the Royal Borough Hotel.
I very much doubt it. That very night when I sit at the table for one, I shall think, if only I'd never taken her to dinner at Rumpole's, then I might never have known, don't you see? We could have been perfectly happy together. Sometimes I feel it will be difficult to forgive you, Rumpole.
What did I do, George?
You knew. That's the trouble with you, Rumpole. You know too much about too many people.
Now, come on, everyone. Isn't this the moment to celebrate Judge Frobisher's appointment in the usual manner in the song?
Oh, he's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, he's a jolly good fellow, and so say all the lot.
That was Maurice Denham as Rumpole, Margot Boyd as Hilda, and Michael Spice as Guthrie Featherstone in The Man of God. Judge Bullingham was played by John Savident, George Frobisher, Dennis Hawthorne, Mr. Morse, Leonard Fenton, Claude Erskine Brown, Brian Carroll, Uncle Tom, Patrick Barr, Miss Trant, Amanda Murray, Mr. Pratt, Michael McStay, Mrs. Ida Tempest, Jenny Lee, the Reverend Mordred Skinner, Richard Vernon, and his sister Evelyn, Lally Bowers. Rumpole and the Man of God was written by John Mortimer and directed by Peter King.
The splendours and miseries of an Old Bailey hack.
Some cases of Horace Rumpole, barrister at law. As told to and written down by John Mortimer, with Maurice Denham as Rumpole and Margot Boyd as Hilda. Rumpole and the defence of Guthrie Featherstone. One of the hardest defences that I've ever undertaken was that of the middle-of-the-road Conservative Labour MP Guthrie Featherstone. Queen's Counsel, flatterer of solicitors, incessant bower to judges, obsequious player of golf with officials from the Lord Chancellor's office and the somewhat anxious head of our chambers at Equity Court in the Temple. The offence with which Guthrie was charged brought him before a singularly tough and relentless tribunal. His defence was by no means easy. But if you're to understand his case, I should begin late one afternoon last spring, when Miss Phillida Trant, our one and only lady barrister and the Portia of our chambers, knocked on Featherstone's door with the perfectly innocent intention of borrowing a legal textbook. Featherstone's manner, as she described it later to her fiancé Claude Erskine Brown, was distinctly peculiar.
Oh! I didn't know you were in today. Can I borrow Phipson on evidence?
Pretty dull reading, isn't it? For a gorgeous girl like you.
Rumpole's objecting to us putting in a witness's statement tomorrow.
Ah, you're not still in that dreary case down the Bailey, are you?
Yes, thank God, with some quite decent refreshers.
Ah, pity. We might have had lunch tomorrow. Taking a trip up to the Trattoria Galactica in Fulham Road. You know, that's where all the BPs go.
The what?
The beautiful people. Like you, Miss Trant. Do you always have to wear those spectacles?
Of course. Unless I want to see Phipson on evidence as an impressionist blur.
You know, I used to love those old movies. You know, where the girl librarian took her glasses off and James Stewart saw her in an entirely new light.
Well, thanks for the Phipson.
Any time, Miss Trant. Any time at all. What is that super perfume you're wearing?
Nothing really. I expect it's just old law books.
Do you know Ma Tendresse?
No. Who's she?
Oh, I say, enormously witty. Ma Tendresse is an absolutely super new perfume. Definitely exotic. You should try it.
I might ask Claude, but he's not much of a one for buying perfume.
No, that's the problem with barristers who get keen on commercial law. They lose the talent for giving perfume.
Well, thanks for the book.
Oh, I say, Miss Trant, I think you should know. I think we should take on a new young member of Chambers. Apparently a brilliant cross-examiner.
Oh, really?
Yes, I thought you might know her. Her name's Elizabeth Chandler.
A woman?
Well, probably. If the name's Elizabeth Chandler.
Oh, I don't think we want another woman in Chambers.
You don't? Oh, how very interesting.
No. Henry has to explain to solicitors about it being a woman he's sending down to the indecent assault. He often gets objections.
But you, Miss Trant, you're doing so marvellously well.
Well, I do flatter myself I've been accepted. But I don't think we need another woman.
Look, why don't we have a long chat, Miss Trant, on exactly what we do need? And I'd like to discuss your life in the law. Old Keith was telling me the Lord Chancellor's office has definitely got his eye on you.
On me? You must be joking.
No, Miss Trant, I'm not joking at all. Shall we say next Tuesday at the Trattoria Galactica, among the beautiful people?
It was about this time that I was defending an old and regular villain called Bertie Timpson on a charge of being involved in a conspiracy to rob the Tooting branch of the Steadfast Savings Bank. Or, in the alternative, carrying housebreaking implements by night.
It seems you were caught with the following articles, Bertie. A number of face masks depicting such animals as Mickey Mouse, Pluto and Donald Duck. One brace and bit, one monkey wrench, 2 hacksaws, 3 sticks of dynamite with fuses, and 4 imitation firearms, to which revolvers.
All that in me bleeding voiture, Mr. Rumpole. Never.
Bertie was learning French at evening classes, the better to equip him for his coming holiday in Cannes. He would insist on trying out his linguistic skill on his legal advisers.
Now, Mr. Timpson.
Wait, Mr. Rumpole.
The jury are never going to believe you didn't have this stuff in your car, not if 3 officers say they saw it there.
I do assure you, Mr. Rumpole.
Now, it may be that you have an innocent explanation for some of these articles. The carpenter's tools, for instance.
Oh, an innocent explanation. I'll told you, Mr. Rumpole. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, you do that. Oh, and Bertie, dépêchez-vous.
Come again, Mr. Rumpole?
Well, you better be quick about it. The trial's in exactly 3 weeks.
But before Bertie Timpson could come to trial, or indeed provide me with his much-needed explanation, those 2 barristers at law, Guthrie Featherstone and Miss Phillida Trant, met to lunch tete-a-tete in the Trattoria Galactica among the beautiful people.
Here.
This is for me?
I bought it for you, yes.
What an enormous bottle.
Well, it's only toilet water, I'm afraid. I mean, who wants to spend £10 on a bottle of the perfume? Well, I mean, when you get so much more with the toilet water.
Exactly. Well, I sort of slosh it around.
Oh, good.
I'd probably absolutely slayed them down at London Sessions.
I bought it for you, especially. Ma Tendresse.
Yes.
At Harrods. Oh, Claude won't mind you wearing it.
Claude?
Erskine Brown.
No, why should he mind? We're not married, you know.
But engaged.
Anyway, it's going to happen for years. Now, about the girl you're thinking of taking into Chambers.
Marriage. It's a funny thing about marriage.
Marigold and I, we have our different interests. She has her choral singing with Hilda Rumpole. They're doing the St. Matthew Passion.
I thought you said the Messiah.
Oh, Messiah? Passion?
I see. And what passion are you doing, Featherstone?
Oh, I say, you are sharp, aren't you? But, look here, Phyllis. Do call me Guthrie.
Phillida.
What?
My name. It's Phillida.
Oh.
You see, I've been making inquiries about this Elizabeth Chandler person. I'm not at all sure that she's the type that would really muck in at chambers. And also, there are only a certain number of matrimonial disputes where solicitors want women. I mean, are there enough for two?
Oh, matrimonial disputes. Well, there are quite enough of those, God knows. But Marigold and I, we just face facts.
What facts?
Well, we may fancy other people, and, well, other people might fancy us.
Might they?
Yes. We only stick together, of course, for the sake of the children.
Oh, I hadn't heard about the children.
Hadn't you really? Oh, well, there's Arabella.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to this funny little school in Kensington. I mean, she's only 8, but she's already got this extraordinary talent for dancing. And little Luke, well, he's only just 3, but I have got him down to Eton. I imagine he might want to come to the bar someday.
Well, you don't want to fill the chambers up with Elizabeth Chandler.
Look, if you've never actually seen the children, I just happen to have a couple of photographs about me. Only snaps, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We took them in Portofino last long vacation. It wasn't frightfully sunny weather. There, that's Bella, on the terrace of our hotel.
What's she doing, the Dying Swan?
Yes. Quite the little Margot Fontaine, isn't she? And, and this is old Luke, with his fingers in the spaghetti. Oh, my God.
What on earth's the matter?
My God. My God.
Featherstone, Guthrie, are you in some sort of pain?
Pain? Yes, pain. Pain, that's what I mean, of course. I must dash immediately. Look, I'll pay the bill.
Pay the bill? We haven't eaten anything.
Goodbye, Phillida. See you in chambers sometime.
I've been thinking about that load of stuff in the voiture, Mr. Rumpole.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Bertie.
I've been remembering.
I had hoped you would.
Them things were all to do with members of the family. Know what I mean?
The Timpson family were a notable clan of South London villains who'd each and every one of them provided work for Rumpole over the years. They were a close-knit family who went into crime as other families go into the law.
Them masks now.
Not disguises for the bank robbery?
Mickey Mouse and Pluto, of course not, Mr. Rumpole. I bought those for Den and Doris Kidd's party. Their little Marilyns just coming on for 9. And the toy guns was presents for the kids.
I see. And the hacksaws and the brace and bit?
DIY.
Come again?
Do-it-yourself shelving, Mr. Rumpole. Then I got hold of a nice set of the Encyclopedia Britannica. Very useful for the kids' education.
What sort of a lorry was it, I wondered, off the back of which dropped odd sets of the Britannica?
I was going to give them a hand with the shelves. Look really nice, them books would, in Den's lounge. Trays elegant.
Look, I don't want to ask awkward questions.
Mr. Rumpole, I know you don't.
But the sticks of dynamite, huh?
You want to know the truth?
And that was a question I thought it wise to leave unanswered.
My cousin Cyril's got a cottage down in rural Essex. Charming little place, but the fact is, I don't want to shock the ladies in the jury.
Carry on, Bertie.
No main drains, Mr. Rumpole. Nothing but a septic affair down the end of the garden. And malheureusement, this tank gets blocked up. It won't seep away, not as it's meant to. And Cyril's old woman, Betty, she gets on to him about this. Well, how do you unblock a septic tank, Mr. Rumpole?
Oh, I can't really say I've given the matter any thought.
Dynamite. That's the idea I hear on.
It sounds a desperate solution.
Cyril's Betty was getting desperate, Mr. Rumpole. So I happened to meet this Welsh geezer who works in the quarries.
A bloke whose name you can't remember, but you happened to meet in a pub.
How did you know that, Mr. Rumpole?
Well, let's just say from a long experience of the Timpson family defences.
Oh, yes. So, he said he had a bit of dynamite to spare, and I brought a few sticks off him. I put them in the car for next time I was going down to Cyril and Betty's. I've actually forgotten all about them, if you want to know the truth.
Or could we call Betty Timpson as a witness?
Oh, no, Mr. Rumpole. She wouldn't want to come to court.
So that's the story.
Exactement, Mr. Rumpole.
Well, we'll do what we can with it. I can't make any promises. When I got back to Chambers after my visit to Bertie Timpson and the Brixton Nick, I was surprised to hear from my clerk Henry that there was a lady waiting for me in my room. I opened my door to encounter a handsome young woman, about 35 years of age, cashmere twin set, double row of pearls, and an expression of grim determination.
Mr. Rumpole, we have met over the years at Chambers parties. I'm Marigold Featherstone.
The wife of the QCMP, our head of Chambers. Oh, yes, of course. But I'll just see if Guthrie's in his room.
Oh, I don't want Guthrie at this particular moment, thank you very much. It's you I want, Mr. Rumpole. Would you mind closing the door?
You want me, Mrs. Featherstone?
Tell me, Mr. Rumpole, do you handle divorce?
Well, only rarely, and then with particularly thick gloves. Why do you ask?
I ask, Mr. Rumpole, because I have need of your services.
Of mine?
For a divorce.
Huh? I mean who?
My husband, Mr. Rumpole. I'd hardly be bothering to divorce anyone else's husband, would I?
I could see the force of her argument.
I'm afraid Guthrie's gone completely off the rails.
Oh. Well, girl, can you be sure about that? I mean, what's the evidence?
The evidence, Mr. Rumpole, is the evidence of my own eyes.
From that moment, I began to feel pessimistic about the chances of a defense for our learned head of Chambers. The eyes of his lady wife were clear and unblinking, the sort of eyes that might well be believed in a court of law.
I was in the perfume department at Harrods, Mr. Rumpole. I was buying my usual little atomizer. Guthrie never brings me perfume home. And I happened to catch sight of him at the Martendresse counter.
He was buying perfume?
Well, Mr. Rumpole, he wasn't buying potatoes.
I began to see that there was a certain ruthless logic about this woman's mind. Did you confront him?
I moved towards him, but Harrods was extremely crowded on that day, and he escaped, furtively.
Did you ask him about it?
No.
Why?
I didn't want to give him the chance to lie to me.
A woman of steel, you'd have to agree, this Mrs. Marigold Featherstone. Well, I don't see that adds up to much of a case. I mean, he might have been buying scent for anyone. An old aunt, perhaps. Has he got an old auntie with a birthday?
He was buying it, Mr. Rumpole, for the girl he took out to lunch at the Trattoria Galactica.
Oh, yes? I did my best to sound casual. And which girl was that?
Oh, some little tart. I don't know her name. My brother Tom was lunching his accountant at the Trattoria Galactica, and he distinctly saw Guthrie at the corner table, gazing into the eyes of this King's Road strumpet. And do you know what Tom saw plonked on her plate?
Tagliatelle Verdi.
A great big bottle of Martendresse, the toilet water. Of course, as soon as he caught sight of Tom, Guthrie simply got up and legged it. He's a terrible coward, you know.
Mrs. Featherstone, if I were to act for you in this dispute with your husband...
Yes?
Well, the head of Chambers, it would cause enormous embarrassment.
If I'm divorcing Guthrie, Mr. Rumpole, embarrassment's just what I intend to cause.
Well, leave it with me, Mrs. Featherstone. I'll think it over. There's one infallible rule in the law. If your back's up against the wall, play for time.
I shall call on you next week, Mr. Rumpole. Then I shall expect your answer.
Me for aught that ever I could read. Could ever hear by tale or history the course of true love never did run smooth.
Are you coming to bed, Rumpole?
But either it was different in blood, or if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream.
Oh, do come to bed, Rumpole. You catch your death standing there in your pajamas.
Oh, Marigold Featherstone wants to divorce the QCMP.
I know that.
You do?
Seem to forget. Marigold and I go to choir together. We're doing the St. Matthew Passion.
You mean to say you interrupt that sacred music to discuss the amorous adventures of Guthrie Featherstone?
Of course we do. Marigold wants you to act for her in the divorce.
Oh, I can't do that. I never prosecute. I'll have to defend Guthrie Featherstone.
Defend him? But he's got a floozy, Rumpole. Why ever should you do that?
I suppose because the old thing's in trouble. Don't you overrub it, Hilda? All right.
But he's got a floozy.
Perhaps he imagines he's in love. Love, it seems to be, is overestimated by the poets. If all the time I've devoted in my life to the passion of love were laid end to end, I doubt if it would fill up a single summer holiday.
I doubt it would, Rumpole.
Of course, I was somewhat smitten by the poor girl I was engaged to when I was up at Oxford.
So you told me.
The engagement had to be broken off. I reasoned of her sudden death. I'll talk to old Guthrie tomorrow. See if we can't dream up some kind of a defence. All right.
Marigold can't have seen me in the perfume department.
She has the evidence of her own eyes. I'm afraid she's prepared to believe them.
All in the restaurant.
Oh, there. The prosecution relies on her brother's testimony.
Tom must have been mistaken.
Look, unlikely. And even if he were...
Yes?
In view of the nature of the tribunal, I think he's likely to be believed.
Rumpole, I rely on you.
Yes, I know.
Marigold simply won't discuss the matter with me. She refuses to speak.
So you rely on me to defend you?
Please, Rumpole?
You know, nothing so unconvincing as a bare denial. That's what I told Bertie Timpson.
Who the hell's Bertie Timpson?
Oh, just one of my other villains.
Rumpole.
Come out with a bare denial, I told Bertie, and no one believes you. Now, if the truth of the matter is that you were in the perfume department...
But there is some quite innocent explanation.
Featherstone was taking to the life of crime like a duck to water. And you're sitting in the restaurant with whoever it was.
Does Marigold know who it was?
Well, not by name. She says she was a floozy, some little tart from the King's Road.
Oh, Rumpole. It was Phillida.
Huh? Can you possibly mean Miss Phillida Trant, member of this distinguished chambers?
Yes, Rumpole. I'm afraid that's exactly who it was.
Well, then, if there is an innocent explanation...
Of course, Rumpole. Entirely innocent.
We could call Miss Phillida Trant to give evidence. I imagine she's a witness who would carry a good deal of weight, even with the most obstinate.
Well, no. No, I don't think we could really ask Phillida.
As with Bertie Timpson, I saw the red light at once. There is no course more fatal to the defence than calling an unhelpful witness. Your lady wife says she'll be back to speak to me.
Tell her, Rumpole. She'll listen to you. I'm sure she'll listen.
Tell her? Of course I'll tell her. I'll put your case to her, fair and square. The only problem is, Featherstone, my old darling defendant.
Yes?
As yet, I have absolutely no idea what your case is.
I'll think about it.
Well, you'd better think quickly. Marigold will be here in exactly a week's time.
In my humble submission to the court... I'm sorry, I mean to you, Mrs. Featherstone. You have absolutely no reason for a divorce, or indeed to feel any emotion except conjugal love and gratitude towards my client. I mean your husband.
What should I say? Thank you very much, Guthrie, for messing about with the floozy.
And on that charge I shall be able to demonstrate that Guthrie Featherstone, QC, MP, is entirely innocent.
Innocent?
Oh, yes. All men are innocent until they're proven guilty.
Well, he is proven guilty, as you call it, by the evidence of my own eyes, and of Tom's eyes.
Mrs. Featherstone, when is your wedding anniversary?
Next month, the 21st. Guthrie always forgets it.
Well, this year he didn't forget it. He remembered it most devotedly. Tell me, Mrs. Featherstone, do you like Martondress perfume?
Oh, I've absolutely no idea. I've never tried it.
Then it'll be a new experience. Your husband hopes you'll find it enjoyable.
What on earth do you mean?
He went into Harrods to buy you a large bottle of Martondres as a present for your wedding day.
But Tom saw him in the restaurant.
The purely circumstantial evidence on which so many people have been wrongly convicted.
You're not suggesting Tom was mistaken.
Not in what he saw, but in the interpretation to be placed upon it. You see, Guthrie had just slipped into the trattoria, and he happened to see a lady, a member of the bar, as a matter of fact, waiting for a girlfriend.
A member of the bar?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Featherstone, a profession open to all sorts and conditions of men and women. He sat down to chat to her about a case they were involved in, and then he left her. Her friend never turned up, and she went shortly afterwards.
But they opened a parcel. A bottle of scent.
Of course. He wanted her opinion as a woman rather than a lawyer on his choice of a present for you.
Oh, really? And why did he happen to slip into the Trattoria Galactica?
Can't you guess?
I certainly can't.
He went in to book a table, of course. It's there he intends to take you out for a slap-up spread, Mrs. Featherstone, with champagne laid on regardless to celebrate a decade of happy marriage on the 21st of next month.
How did it go, Rumpole?
I think I can say, Featherstone, that it was touch and go until my final speech.
What did you say?
I reminded the court that she enjoyed considerable status as your wife. Yeah. In the course of time, she would almost certainly become Lady Marigold when you're elevated to the High Court bench. I think that tipped the scales.
And the result was?
I would say a conditional discharge. Tell Guthrie I'll forget the divorce, she said, if he puts his back into being made a judge.
Oh, splendid, Rumpole. Splendid. Yes, I'm playing golf at the weekend with Mr. Justice Vosper and old Keith from the Lord Chancellor's office. I think they have a good deal of influence in judicial appointments.
No, I think they have. Well, I think you've got off extremely lightly, I must say.
Well, yes.
Yes, at the mere cost of a bottle of French pong, slap-up do at the Aitai restaurant, and a dozen of the best claret Pomeroy's wine bar can provide.
A dozen of claret?
Or should we say 2 dozen? Yeah, 24 is a good round number, and the advocate, as you know, my old darling, is worthy of his hire. Oh, by the way, Featherstone, if you're playing golf with Mr. Justice Vosper, do try not to win. I hear his lordship doesn't like to lose at golf.
Right, Caddy. Tee up for me, will you? Yes, as I was saying, it's a funny thing, Featherstone, what makes us fellow judge material. Am I right, Keith?
A funny thing, yes, Judge. That's what I'm always saying.
You needn't be a great lawyer, or a great advocate, even. Of course, you need common sense. Isn't that right, Keith?
Common sense, that's perfectly right, Judge.
And complete respectability. Hey, Keith?
Respectability, of course, Judge.
No good having Her Majesty's judge dragged through the divorce courts. Would you say that, Keith?
No good at all.
It'd be unthinkable. Good Lord. Did I slice that?
Hardly at all, Judge.
Also, a potential judge needs to come from a respectable set of chambers. Now, who's in your chambers, Featherstone? Not that fellow Rumpole.
Well, actually...
fellow with a peculiar old hat.
But there are lots of fellows apart from Rumpole, Judge. You know Claude Erskine-Brown? Got a very good class of practice. Does a lot of civil.
Oh, well, that's a bit better than Rumpole's life of crime. Civil, eh? All same, respectability's the thing. Brilliant man. Who should be nameless? Came from a set of chambers where they were always getting divorced. Hopping in and out of bed with their lady pupils. Never cut his bottom near the High Court bench. Now, come on, drive off, Featherstone. Also, you have to do your cases in a judicial manner. You can always tell if a fellow has the judicial attitude in court.
Judicial?
Aren't you going to drive, Featherstone? Or shall we wait here all day?
No, Judge. Of course not.
Oh, shoot the shot.
My God, Featherstone. You're on the green. Last.
In due course, the unfortunate Featherstone appeared before Mr. Justice Vosper to prosecute Bertie Timpson for his alleged part in the conspiracy to rob the Tooting Savings Bank.
On the day he was due to make his final speech, we chatted outside the court.
I shall have something to say about your ridiculous defence, Rumpole.
Oh? I suppose that if you really want the High Court bench, you'll have to start doing your cases in a different sort of way.
What sort of way do you mean exactly, Rumpole?
Well, I mean, stop trying to win too hard. Huh? Didn't old Vosper tell you to adopt the judicial attitude?
The judicial attitude? Of course. Yes. Yes, I shall certainly adopt it.
Yes, Mr. Featherstone?
My lord. Members of the jury, as prosecuting counsel, I adopt an attitude which is quite fair and, I hope, judicial. The prosecution has to prove its case, and if it doesn't do so, the defence is entitled to succeed.
That's the way, Featherstone, my old darling.
If you think Mr. Bertie Timpson might possibly have won the money in his bank account at the races, even if he has forgotten the name of the horse, and even the track concerned, then you must acquit him. If you think he may have been taking those various animal masks to a children's party, or if you think he needed those heavy tools to put up do-it-yourself shelving to accommodate his relatives' Encyclopedia Britannica, then the prosecution will not have proved its case. And the defendant Timpson is entitled to be acquitted. In all things, we must be judicial, totally fair, and keep a balanced view. We must judge all things fairly.
When he was eventually acquitted, Bertie Timpson had a question for me.
What was up with that prosecution brief, Mr. Rumpole? Was he ill or something?
Not ill, just suffering the terrible consequences of love.
That was Maurice Denham as Rumpole, Margot Boyd as Hilda, and Michael Spice as Guthrie Featherstone in The Defence of Guthrie Featherstone. Mr. Justice Vosper was played by Robert Harris, Keith Lockwood West, Miss Trant, Amanda Murray, Marigold Featherstone, Angela Thorne, and Bertie Timpson, Michael Elphick. Rumpole and The Defence of Guthrie Featherstone was written by John Mortimer and directed by Peter King.